The following takes place between 4:59 a.m. and 8:59 p.m.
Alright, here we go. Wednesday morning. We've got back. I barely made it here in time because my alarm didn't go off, so I couldn't even procrastinate with the snooze button. I saw that I was running 15 minutes late, and that'll wake you right up, because Brandon has to go to work at 6:30, so we have just enough time to get this workout in and then proceed with the rest of our day, so we got to make it count. We're starting with pull-ups. We're going to do 4 sets, 15 to 20 reps, kind of see how we feel. Try to keep with the same rep consistency throughout the 4 sets, and maybe 5 sets depending on how we feel. So good warm up, get those lats all flared out. Yeah, we did arms yesterday, and now we're doing back. So how do you incorporate the back without using too much of the biceps, especially if your biceps are sore? Well, we do a pronated grip, and we do wide. So this is really going to help incorporate more of the back and less of the biceps. The biceps are always going to be a secondary muscle group, but in our case, really try to work on shoulder mobility and really pull with the shoulders and get a nice contraction, pulling in the shoulder blades, get a good squeeze, and that's going to help incorporate more of the back and lessen those biceps. Seated close grip rows, 4 sets, 12, 10, 8, 8. We're doing the close grip. Means the elbows are going to run closer to the body on this particular exercise. In any case the elbows are running closer to the body, there's going to be more lats involved. So as the elbows raise, so let's say if we did a seated row with a wide grip, the elbows are going to come away from the body, and that's going to incorporate the lats, but also the upper back as well. So in this case, elbows are running closer with a close grip, and it's going to incorporate and really try to isolate more of the lats, the middle of lats, lower, and so on. So we get a little bit more pump than just those lats, but as the program goes on, we're going to incorporate also the upper back as well. So really just trying to hit all angles of the back through this this exercise or through this workout. So we're doing the dumbbell 1-arm rows. So we did the seated close grip rows, which mimic this certain exercise when you're thinking of the same kind of muscle recruitment. But this one is isolating one side and then the next, more of a unilateral exercise. That way we can really try to pinpoint any kind of weaknesses in the body. So if one side's weaker than the other, you can try to step it up or do a few extra reps, try to gain that strength. Seems like pretty even so far, so it's good. But this is a good exercise to get that nice full stretch at the bottom, and then you get that full contraction at the top. Quick tip for a lot of people doing bent over rows, you'll see they'll use their leg to pop up the weight. So the knee bends, they kind of pop it up. Keep the leg flexed, but stationary. Same with the hips. You don't want to get too much movement in the hips. You just want it in the lat and the shoulder joint and the elbow joint. So it's all in the muscle. 4 sets, 12 reps, bent over rows, 1-arm dumbbell. If you want that buff dude size meat shield on that posterior part of your body, yeah, I'm talking about the back, then you're going to incorporate straight arm pull downs. This is an isolation exercise that's really going to target those lats. We're doing 4 sets of this between 12 to 10 reps. You save the best for last, at least in my opinion, for back mass. This is hitting the complete and entire back. Not only lats, it's also hitting the traps, it's hitting the rhomboids, hitting the teres minor and teres major as well. A little bit of the posterior delts, hitting about everything. So we basically pretty exhausted the lats as much as we could, doing a lot of close grip or even isolated exercises like the straight arm pull downs. Now we're saving this huge compound movement, going heavy with it, and really just destroying the back. So it's getting much blood in there as possible, as much activation in those fibers as well.
pretty tired at this point, but you just push through and really make that back work. Elbows are flaring out a little bit, which is good, and that's what you want. So we did a lot of elbows close on the other ones, helping work more just the lats, and now elbows flaring out, getting a lot of the upper back as well. So in this program we're doing for the next 8 weeks, the first half, the 4 weeks, we're going to be doing single muscle groups. It's really going to help isolate those muscles, really create the muscle density and also the strength. Even though we're cutting and we're in the caloric deficit, it doesn't matter, because when you pay attention to one muscle group at a time, it really gets that much more involvement, that much more nutrients into that particular muscle, rather than have to spread it over all those hundreds and hundreds of muscle fibers if you include more than one big muscle group. And also, the second half of the program is going to start incorporating muscle confusion as well. So when you switch it up, exercises change and also the muscle involvement, then you start pairing muscle groups together that you're not used to. The body's going to have to adapt and have to be forced to change that much more. That's the most important thing, is always confuse the body, always switch it up, and make sure that body's always growing, getting cut, and staying buff.
We meet again, old friend. One more day on the human hamster wheel, and I'm just wrapping up. 45 minutes after our hour workout. Now it's time for that protein shake, breakfast, and then get on with the rest of the day. All right, we got breakfast. Some lean turkey slices, Ezekiel bread, and a little bit of peanut butter. Now, as you can see, this is a little bit different from week 1, when I had some sweet potatoes and eggs. Well, that's because I broke my #1 rule, and that's to properly prepare my food on Sunday. So that's what I'm forced to deal with. I didn't go grocery shopping, so I just got to make ends meet with what I have in the fridge. Thankfully, I did my crock pot chicken on Sunday, so I'm good to go with that. Before the workout, I had a protein shake, 2 scoops of protein, to get some of that in me in the morning before we did our lift. And then afterwards, I did the 45 minutes of cardio, and I had another 2 scoops of protein. About an hour later is when I had my breakfast. So I'm off to work, got everything prepared, got my chicken, got my cottage cheese, a little bit of Greek yogurt, in case I get hungry, snack on that throughout the day. And you guys are going to see what I do at work. I'm going to be doing some video shooting, so that's going to be a lot of fun. Alright, having lunch. Just wrapped up the shooting on the musical performance. I'm going to edit it after I'm finished here. I'm having chicken and broccoli. Unfortunately, my gas stove is leaking, so I got to have a guy come check it out next week. So I didn't get my quinoa, which sucks, but I still have my chicken because my trusty slow cooker, man, gets me through all kinds of situations. I can't stress enough how important those things are. Other than that, I'm just going to sit in the park, enjoy my lunch with the cast of The Walking Dead. On second thought, this may be the last time I come to this park. Alright, back home from work, cooking up a little bit of dinner, got the gas stove fixed, so I'm all good to go. Survived my homeless people encounter in the park, probably because I'm beginning to blend in with them a little bit, so they didn't really notice me. I am cooking up some tilapia, broccoli, and cottage cheese. Now, you can see we're kind of sticking the same every night. One of the biggest reasons why is obviously you can't go wrong with broccoli and fat-free cottage cheese, and tilapia is cheap, easy to make, and it's a great source of a lean protein. So that's personally what I would recommend, only because it's so easy and of course it's healthy, which is what we're all about. So I'm going to finish up my dinner, eat it up, and then do a little bit of editing on this very episode.
I'm missing the quinoa because unfortunately...
Who is that bum? That guy needs a shave and a haircut. Damn hippie. So, I'm editing now. I usually try to get a little bit done before bed every night. Try to get about an hour. We've gotten a lot of questions about what kind of programs we use, so I figure I'd take the time to answer it now. I use the Adobe suite, Premiere Pro for the core editing, After Effects for the After Effects, pretty self-explanatory, and Photoshop for a lot of the little detailed work, some of the comical images, all that good stuff. So I find that suite's really good for me. I've used Final Cut Pro, I've used Sony Vegas. They're all great, but it's just kind of what you get used to and what you find yourself leaning towards, and I myself prefer Adobe only because all their programs work so well together. So I am going to get back to editing this very handsome gentleman right here, and I will see you guys on week 4. We are almost midway there, dudes. Keep it up. See you soon.